Welcome to Mieaaa, aka Mia's podcast. In our last episode, we explored acceptance. Today's topic is all about self worth, understanding your value, and recognizing when it's time to walk away. Let's dive in. Have you been there? Have you ever stayed in a relationship, work environment, or living situation longer than you should? Have these spaces left you emotionally drained, depressed, or caused your mental health to decline? If you answered yes, stay tuned as we unpack the concept of self worth and explore why it's crucial to your well being. What is self worth? Self worth is your sense of value as a person. It's appreciating and respecting yourself, not because of external achievements, validation, or opinions, but simply because you exist. Self worth involves recognizing your inherent dignity, embracing your strengths and flaws, understanding that you deserve love, respect, and opportunity. It forms the foundation for setting boundaries, pursuing goals, and building healthy relationships. However, self worth is often complicated. Many of us project confidence in public while secretly doubting ourselves. We criticize our appearance, bodies, and choices, striving for an idol that we believe will bring us happiness. In this process, we could lose sight of a key question: what about God's approval? True self worth isn't about meeting social standards, but embracing who God created us to be. The cost of compromise. Have you stayed in relationships where you were criticized, made to compromise your morals, or even subjected to abuse? Do you find yourself striving to please others, friends, families, or coworkers, at the cost of your true self? Have you asked God if He wants you to remain in these relationships or spaces? Maybe you have been stuck in a toxic job, undervalued and overworked, staying only for a paycheck. Are you prioritizing yourself by staying in these environments? Or are you sacrificing your worth for temporary security? Please think about that. A personal testimony of mine: I have stayed in unhealthy relationships, friendships, and even family dynamics because I did not value myself. I allowed mistreatment, thinking that forgiveness and love meant enduring abuse. When I finally stood up for myself, things only got worse because I had let it go on for too long, which is not good. I worked jobs where I was exploited, underpaid, guilt tripped, and treated unfairly. I stayed because I needed the money, but I was too dependent on those jobs instead of trusting God to provide for me. Over time, I realized that valuing myself means setting boundaries and trusting God to guide me. Forgiveness is essential, but knowing when to let go is just as important. Releasing unhealthy relationships or environments creates space for others to learn how to value you. A biblical lesson on self worth is the book of Easter. The story of Easter offers powerful insight into self worth. Easter chapter 2, verse 12. Each young woman turn came to go to King Asher after she had completed 12 months preparation, 6 months with oil of merit, and 6 months with perfumes in preparation for beautifying women. The lesson we learn from this scripture: Easter took her time to take care of herself and refine her identity. This reflects self worth, taking the time to heal and prepare yourself to embrace your destiny. Easter chapter 12, verse 2. The king said to Easter, "What is your petition, Queen Easter? It shall be granted to you. And what is your request? Up to half the kingdom it shall be done." The lesson we learn from this scripture: God brings people into your life who will recognize your value. They will support and uplift you, just as the king valued Easter. This reminds us that our worth is inherited, even when we struggle to see it. The key takeaway from these scriptures are: Your true self-worth is rooted in God's love and purpose for us. It means setting boundaries, releasing toxic relationships and environments, taking care of your physical and mental health, refusing to conform to harmful societal expectations by embracing your God-given worth. When you embrace your God-given worth, you create space for growth, healing, and purpose. I encourage you to read the book of Esther and reflect on her journey. Like Esther, you have a unique purpose and worth that no one can diminish. Thank you for tuning in to Jamiea, aka Mieaa's podcast. I hope today's episode inspires you to stand firm in your truth, embrace your value, and be your true self with God by your side. Until next time.